All right, friends, I need you to kindly open up your math journal and need to put this at the title of the next page in there. Division and near facts. Okay, we spent the past couple of weeks going over some basic activities in Splash Learn, as well as through Nearpod, and then last week with Zern. Now we're actually going to be discussing near facts, but first we need to talk about the definitions of these words. Okay, so I need you to write down the word dividend. Dividend. Okay, a dividend is the quantity in a division problem that is being divided. The quantity. For example, okay, you have 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. In this case, the 12 is the dividend. Okay? Okay, next word is divisor. Divisor. The divisor is the quantity in a division problem by which another quantity is to be divided. Quantity just means how much. Okay, for example, in the problem, 12 divided by 4 equals 3. The divisor is 4. Okay, divisor is 4. Quotient, which I believe we have discussed before, is simply the answer to a division problem. Quotient, the answer to a division problem. Okay, quotient is the answer to a division problem. And lastly, okay, is a remainder. The remainder is the quantity left over. The remainder, the quantity left over. Okay, so go ahead and make sure that you have all of those key vocabulary words listed in your math journal. Okay? Okay, we are now going to turn over to our next page, and we are going to discuss, okay, we're going to turn over to our next page, and we are going to discuss fact families. Okay? But before we do that, I do want to talk to you a little bit about some division symbols. So for division symbols, okay, there's a couple of different things. You could have A divided by B, okay, that is one symbol. Another symbol is this symbol that you're very familiar with. And another symbol is that. And they all mean to do the same thing. So it can be written like that. It can also be written like this, especially on a computer. That's a division sign. It's right underneath the question mark usually. Okay, so those are your division symbols. So in that case, you could have, for example, 72 divided by 8. You could have 72 this way divided by 8. You could have 8 into 72, or you could have 72/8. No matter how you write it, it's the same strategy. Okay, it all means to divide. So all of these ways all mean to do the same thing. And your answer in all of these different ways, your answer is always 9 when you're looking at 72 divided by 8. 72 divided by 8, 72 divided by 8, 8 divided into 72, 72 divided by 8. The answer is always going to be 9. Now, when we look at those vocabulary words that we put on the other page and we actually write it out as if this tends to be the more standard way of doing, especially when we do long division, essentially it would be the divisor, okay, divided into the dividend, and then this would be your quotient. Okay, so if you had it written that way, if you had 8 into 72, 8 is going to be your divisor, 72 is your dividend, and 9 is your quotient. All right. So what does that take us to now? Well, when we look at 8, 72, and 9, that is something that we call a fact family. Okay, a fact family. A fact family is just numbers that you can either add and subtract, get the same to get one particular answer or sum, or numbers that you can multiply or divide to get a certain quotient or product. So in this case, if you're looking at the fact family for 8, 9, and 72, you just need to think about, okay, what are the different ways that you can get an answer of 72, okay, using 8 and 9. So our fact family for 8, 9, and 72 is going to be 72 divided by 8 is equal to 9. 72 divided by 9 is equal to 8. 8 times 9 is equal to 72. And 9 times 8 is equal to 72. Okay, so this right here is our fact family for 8, 9, and 72. All right, so now we are going to start talking a little bit more in depth about near facts and what near facts entail, now that we have the basics down. All right, so we're going to do some you-dos here. We will talk first about fact families for some other numbers. So I'm going to give you fact family, and you're going to tell me what is the fact family for, let's see here, 7, 6, and 42. All right, so you're going to write down the fact family for 7, 6, and 42. Go ahead and do that. We'll pause the video. All right, so you should have said 42 divided by 7 is equal to 6. 42 divided by 6 is equal to 7. 7 times 6 is equal to 42, and 6 times 7 is equal to 42. Now you have to be able to tell me what is the divisor, the dividend, and the quotient. Okay, keeping in mind, using this as a model. What is the divisor, the dividend, and the quotient? Well, if you're doing 42 divided by 7, okay, 42 divided by 7, then 7 is the divisor. Okay, 42 is the dividend, and 6 is the quotient. All right, and that is the end of this lesson. Next up, near facts.